Welcome to episode 21. Today, and actually for the entire week, we're going to take a posture of peace by practicing possibility. Hi, I'm Lindsay van Zyl. Posture is a podcast that serves as a short, audible fist bump to remind you that God is in everything. Together, we're going to be emboldened to take a daily posture of perfect peace. In the book of Esther, chapter 4, verses 12 through 14, there's a story that you may be familiar with. It's a story of Queen Esther, and it's when she is warned that there is danger coming to the Jews, and Mordecai asks her specifically to do something, to use her influence and her position to help. And he says this. He says, "For if you keep silent at this time, relief and deliverance will rise for the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. And who knows whether you did not come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" You know, it's really easy to distance ourselves from the heroic acts we read about in Scripture, because it was a long time ago and it was all in a very different context than where we find ourselves today. And the ancients, didn't have to-do list and 9-to-5 jobs and Instagram to worry about. Moses rescued a nation, David slayed a giant, Esther saved an entire race of people. And so in comparison to these heroic acts that I find in Scripture, my life seems pretty mundane. And I find myself thinking, maybe you've thought this to yourself as well, is this all there is? Have you ever just looked at your life and felt like it's insignificant, not making a difference, not making much of an impact? That pull in us to be significant is our DNA from heaven. We were designed, every human being, to be significant because we were created in significance by our Creator. We are significant to Him, and therefore we are drawn to make an impact, to make a difference, to be significant here on earth. It's a beautiful thing. However, it can cause us sometimes to live with this great tension because we don't feel like we're necessarily slaying giants or changing nations. Maybe our day looks like we're changing diapers and sitting at our desks trying to get work done. And what's crazy is that even in all of the mundane, we can sometimes feel overwhelmed by it. I know I do. Some days my schedule just seems so full, but yet my days seem empty. And it's tempting to think, I don't actually have what it takes to change the world because I can't even really right now get through my Monday. But for those of us who have said yes to Jesus, the Bible isn't just a story. It's our history. And these heroic people are not characters. They are our spiritual ancestors. So this type of significant behavior runs in our family. We're called to it. We were born for it. The Lord is eager to partner with us in taking ground for His kingdom. And often it's the ground that's right beneath our feet. God is an expert, if you will, in leveraging the mundane to show the miraculous. But we have to place our expectations on that instead of always being fearful, overwhelmed, confused by, stuck in the inferior. God is so kind. I went to Him recently because I was feeling overwhelmed, and then I was guilty for feeling overwhelmed because I'm like, it's just mundane. It's not like I'm changing nations, And the Lord was so kind in His response. He said, "Lindsay, you're overwhelmed with life right now because you are not in the habit of practicing possibility with a God who can do the impossible." Two scriptures sprang into my heart, the first being 2 Corinthians 3:17, which says, "Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom." And then the other scripture was Romans 8:11, which says, "And if the Spirit of Him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in you, He who raised Christ from the dead will also give life to your mortal bodies because his Spirit lives in you. Did you catch that? The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you and I. And where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. So that means wherever we go, wherever we sit or stand, there is freedom. There is possibility because of who lives within us. Again, God is eager to partner with us in taking ground. So this is what I would like you to do today in practicing possibility. At your next work meeting, consider this. If God is in you and you are sitting in that meeting, then God is in that meeting. And if God is in that meeting, then what is possible? When you're sitting at your next family dinner, if God is in you and you are in your family, then God is in your family. And if God is in your family, then what is possible? At your next doctor appointment, whether you're the doctor who's giving medical care or the one receiving care, consider this. If God is in you and you are sitting in that appointment, then God is in that appointment. And if God is in that appointment, what is possible? We serve a God who loves to leverage the mundane to show off his miraculous. Let's place our expectation on him today and not place our expectation on circumstances, situations, other people, even our own natural ability. Let's practice possibility today by asking this simple question. If God is in me and I am here, then what is possible? The promise of perfect peace is found in Isaiah 26:3, and in Hebrew it is shalom, shalom, meaning complete wholeness, nothing missing, nothing broken. This is who you are in Jesus. Let's declare this together. Today, I am kept in perfect peace. With my whole heart, I trust the Lord. I am strong, I am victorious, I am whole. Remember, friend, you are a living testimony of Jesus' ultimate win. Not because of anything you did, but because of what he did for you. With every step you take today, you're putting Jesus' victory on display and Satan's defeat on replay.